Hello, everyone, and welcome to South-Dade Shoutout. My name is Richard Candia. I'm a realtor, a business consultant, and a member of the board of directors of the South-Dade Chamber of Commerce. South-Dade Shoutout is a place where we come and introduce you to business and civic leaders in our area that help make South-Dade the place to live, work, play, and to thrive. I did it. I thought I was going to mess up. Today we are visited by Kevin Bernhardt. Kevin is a fellow realtor with Berkshire Hathaway. He's one of the principals with the Anchor team, who focus their work down in South-Dade, and it's going to be a pleasure to do Realtor Speak with Kevin. Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thank you for having me.
Oh, and you're a new, relatively new member of the chamber.
Brand new. I would say like a week, 2 weeks, something like that.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk a lot about that. First, let's get the main thing out of the way. Who is the other main principal of the Anchor team?
Sure. So I would say that's the head of the household. It would be my wife. So my wife, Nicole Bernhardt, it's me and her. Okay. We are the team. I'm actually, so we've gotten to the point where we even want to grow a little bit more. So she's not a real estate agent per se. Mm-hmm. She handles the back end, meaning the financing, just some of the promo materials. And so with that said, I'm looking for like another realtor that can maybe help me out with showings, or someone that I can just grow and mentor, and hopefully they can get on their own feet one day. So Nicole sets the culture and you're just trying to drum up the business. That's awesome.
How did you come to become a realtor? We all have our different ways of becoming a realtor.
Sure. So it was back in 2015. Me and Nicole, we bought our first investment property down in Homestead. So we have 3 in Homestead, and I just loved it so much, and that was not even being a realtor. We just bought a property and we were able to rent it out, and then we did that 2 or 3 more times, and I said, wow, I enjoy this, I enjoy working with people and just real estate and the numbers. And so I just decided, let me go into this full time. And so got my real estate license, and how it is, little by little, growing, and got my license about been 3 years in October. So yeah.
You're killing me. You're answering all the questions I'm going to ask. We're going to be over in 10 minutes. South-Dade. Why South-Dade? Why South-Dade?
So South-Dade is the reason I work there is because I live there. So I'll be honest. When I first got my license 3 years ago, I was all over the place. I was, I was getting listings in North Miami. I started working down all the way into the Keys, and going on some of these appointments, I'm saying, it would be great to know all these areas, know every neighborhood, know what's going on in the communities, but it's almost impossible to do. So now I'm shifting. I'm kind of refining my focus. I want to focus on where I live. I want to work in my backyard, just like everybody should do.
We know realtors who say, I'll help you buy and sell anywhere, and that's really, really hard because you're not attaining any level of expertise. You and I, in our conversations prior to this, I can tell you know your areas. Princeton, Naranja. Everything that's around the Homestead in Florida City area.
Yeah, and
that's important.
You want to provide value to your clients, so they're choosing you because they've got a huge level of trust in you, and with that trust, you need to show that you know those areas like the back of your hand. But almost wherever you live, you're going to just naturally be an expert in that area because you see what's going up in terms of new buildings or new businesses or new parks. So my philosophy is everybody should just work in their local region or neighborhood or community, and that doesn't go for real estate. I feel like that goes for many other local businesses.
So I just thought of something. We are going to, throughout this conversation, we're going to try to put together a list, 3, 4, 5 takeaways that potential buyers or sellers should engage in. And the first one, when working with a realtor, and the first one is you probably should choose a realtor that is an expert in the area you want to buy in.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
we got something.
Yeah, man, we got something going on here. Talk to me about Homestead and Florida City in particular, the two municipalities of Homestead and Florida City. They have their identities. What's positive about their identities, and what could they do better?
Sure. So I would say straight off the bat, and again, just like everybody's saying, identities are changing down there. So there's a larger population is starting to move down there. There's a lot more value down there in terms of real estate and affordability. So I think it's a great place to move to. There's more and more opportunities happening down there, and with those opportunities, there's more and more amenities and services that those municipalities are providing to their residents.
I meant to get to this later, but you've actually given me this great opportunity, where the needs of, gosh, I forgot what I was going to say. The needs, because there's such a growing population going on there, the opportunity for folks to come in and offer and provide new services is really unending.
Yeah. We were just talking about it 5 seconds before the camera turned on, is that in many cases it's better to be the big fish in a small pond, aka meaning like the Homestead, Florida City area that's still growing, still creating this new identity, versus being a little fish in a huge pond, which is, let's say, city of Miami or Brickell or downtown, some of these more higher densely populated areas. So I feel like it's just a great place even to invest. Again, we were kind of talking, and I'm sure we'll get more into that, but it's just I'm so bullish on South-Dade just in general. Awesome.
That's why you're here. The other opportunity that you have in South-Dade is just the high presence of new construction of all levels, all price points, all kinds of price points. What's the value that you see there, and what can you tell me about resale homes versus new construction?
Sure. So the reason these developers like Lennar, Onyx, D.R. Horton, Ryan Homes, the reason they're building there is because that's what people want. So there's huge amounts of supply, but there's even higher amounts of demand. So that's what people are kind of trending towards. They want these new homes, low maintenance. They want something turnkey. They want a nice little community. So it's a very desirable thing that people are looking for, and you don't find almost any of that in any other part of Miami-Dade County. There's very little left to build on.
Sure.
There's very little land left. If you look in the middle of Miami, if you look at an acre of land, you can be spending millions of dollars for an acre of land. It's much more affordable down south. So that's probably what I would say about new construction. And then for resale, meaning like existing homes, there's still sprawling single family homes that are available for sale. The inventory is going up. That's kind of the trend that we're seeing, right? Is more inventory is coming to the market. So there's a better opportunity to get a nice piece of land, the American dream that everybody thinks about.
Both Homestead and Florida City have such great history. They've been there for a long time. I kind of wish they would lean into that history just a little bit more. Further up, Cutler Bay has that large redevelopment going on right off on US 1. But what's lesser known is that Florida City is about to do something similar, no?
Yes. They have all kinds of projects that are happening in Florida City and in Homestead. For example, another one is that the busway. They're putting in these brand new bus stations to accommodate for this higher amount of population that's moving down in the area. So they're taking steps to make sure that they're handling the amount of people that are coming down to live in South-Dade.
Yeah, I think we're kind of growing into ourselves.
Yep.
However, on the business aspect, We just talked about the opportunities that the larger population brings for a potential business person. But by the same token, I found it, and tell me if this is your experience, I found that my hardest audience when I'm advocating for South-Dade, my hardest audience to convince are Miami-Dade residents. In other words, Miami-Dade residents that don't live in South-Dade, that live up in the Gables or in downtown, to tell them, hey, you can invest in a similar kind of business, probably lower entry point, down south, and I get pushback all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. Totally same experience. What I tell those people is, it's all about the numbers. In investing, it's all about the numbers. If you want a good realtor, I'm just thinking about our
list. That's right.
List is for an investor, you want somebody that can show you the numbers, that can spit them out just at the drop of a hat. And so you want to compare areas. Do you really want to be spending the same amount of money in somewhere a little up north where things are more expensive for the same amount of return that you can probably get for something cheaper down in South-Dade? Again, the margin, it will be exactly the same dollar-wise, but you're spending less to acquire a property. So with buying something now in Homestead or Florida City, the idea and the obvious thing that's happening is it's growing, it's getting more dense. So with higher density comes more value. Properties get more expensive, more businesses come into the area. You're getting businesses like Chick-fil-A coming down. It's going to be right across Baptist Hospital. You're getting Raising Cane's. You're getting like these big box nationwide like businesses coming
recognized
down.
brands,
so that just tells you,
if they sing it, why aren't you singing it?
Yeah. So that's what I try to show my clients. Or
preach, Kevin, preach. So this kind of gives me, again, you're walking right into another theme that you and I had talked about. Are you concerned about the rate of development in South-Dade?
I wouldn't say so, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the community wants. That's what people are wanting. They want affordability. They want to not have to spend their entire paycheck on their home. So I would say no, not at all. And with those people that are currently living here, their property values are just getting higher and higher and higher. So without even having to do anything. So they're getting richer on paper every single day. As every single person that moves down, their net worth is getting higher and higher. So.
Yeah, and we talk about affordability. It's a little tough still for a first-time homebuyer to buy a home anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's no denying that. It's hard. It's not easy. But where there's a will, there's a way. It's never really been easy to buy a home. There's tons of obstacles.
It's true. It's never been easy.
Yeah.
It's never been easy.
You got to go through the lender. You've got to get insurance. You've got to do an inspection. It's, your head goes crazy with all the things that you think about. But at the end of the day, you need a good team. It's not just a realtor. You don't just need one of us, right? You need a good lender. You need a good title person. You need a good insurance agent. And so you need to surround yourself with a good team, people that have your best interests in mind, people that aren't trying to get you the highest policy or buy the most expensive home. No, that you need to find someone that's doing right by you. What do you need? And with that, it makes life a lot easier. You're not a lone wolf out there. You can find help.
So we've got point number 2 on our growing list.
Yeah.
Point number 2 is you need a good team behind you, and a good realtor will help you put together that good team that's dedicated to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
That's good.
Yeah, we're doing good.
We're doing good. This is super informative. It's like one of those TED Talk kind of things. How long have you had your real estate license?
It's going on 3 years now. So
but 3 years. But you've had experience in buying and managing and just doing everything else other than all you were missing was the license.
Yeah, if you go back to 2015, that's when I really started getting my feet wet. And then this extends kind of back to when my mom was a realtor. So my mom's been a realtor for like 30 years or something.
You didn't say that.
But I remember sitting at her open houses, 7, 8, 9 years old. I hate real estate. I'm never gonna do this.
So she's not watching this. You don't want to. She doesn't know you have your lives. Okay.
But I guess it's just one of those things. I was primed when I was a kid, and
That's interesting. My wife is a well-known realtor in the industry, and when she was raising her son, who's now an attorney, he's doing really, really, really well. But he spent a lot of weekends doing open houses, and a lot of the stuff that he learned sitting there just through osmosis, he's able to apply in different facets of his business now. So
yeah, it's a
great education.
Definitely, I don't advocate for working at that young age, but yeah, things rub off on you, unconsciously or subconsciously, and it's good to be exposed to something when you're growing up, and
So I'm a little jealous of you working where you live. Talk to me about that. Well, that is an intentional decision, though.
Absolutely,
it's a business plan.
Yeah, and it's certainly a plan. And I heard a quote the other day that goes something along the lines of, "You're only as good as your plan." So there's been a lot of things that I'm starting to do to kind of get the ball rolling in that direction. And like I said, I've just started this 12 months ago is kind of when I'm starting to really dedicate my business here. So through postcards, through email blasts that are just specific to my area for events, newsletters I'm creating, and then I'm actually doing a new thing, and maybe we can talk about this offline, is I started like a little mini project. I call them business spotlights, and it's kind of similar to this, where I'm doing like 1 or 2 minute videos for businesses in the South-Dade area, Homestead, Florida City-ish areas, just to kind of promote their business. Completely no advertising for me. It's completely free for them, but it's some content that they can maybe use for their social media, maybe get some more clients. And then for me, it's content where I can just show people what's going on in my community. So so yeah, I'm looking for new businesses that I can try to help. And
well, you're in the chamber now. You got a whole slew of them.
I know. I got a whole
slew of them. That's awesome. But those are kind of the things that they talk to us about doing as realtors. 99% of the realtors don't do that.
Right. So yeah, because it's hard.
Congratulations.
It's not easy. It's not easy. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So let's do some more realtor speak. So Berkshire Hathaway, great company. I'm very familiar with the company. Really, a lot of good professionals that work there. You've decided to put together this team, so now you're branded as a team. Anchor, very subtle, very subtle. Okay, yeah. We're your anchor. Okay, yep. Didn't have to go far with that. But tell me about the aspects that you feel that you are bringing to a client, bringing to a transaction that will help set you apart.
Sure. So I'm a stats person. I like numbers. And one of the things I came across about 2 years ago is that the number one thing that clients with real estate agents, what they complain about is the lack of communication with their realtor. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things I really stand by is whenever I have a listing, for example, and this is just one example, but whenever I have a listing, every week you're getting a call from me, whether there's, oh, we're under contract, or there's no news at all. I call you and I'll just say there's no news. It's super important for people that are making a humongous life change or undergoing one of the largest transactions of their life to know what's going on. So I try to keep that channel of communication very open and active.
So with that gives us rule number 3. A good realtor, or really any service provider, should give you consistent communication.
Yeah, whether there's no news or there's news or no news.
So you as a consumer should expect that.
Oh yeah.
We're putting together this list, and we're gonna market it ourselves. What do you do besides the communication? What do you do to provide that extra level of service?
So I've gotten a lot more into marketing. So not only the social media marketing, but I do a lot of foot marketing as well. For every listing that I have, I like door knocking. I enjoy door knocking. Call me weird, call me crazy.
Crazy. It is one of those. It is a lost art. I swear.
Yeah,
I like doing that too.
And and again, I guess this is realtor talk, but one of the things that I thought originally going into door knocking is, hey, I knock on a door, I give them a flyer, and I get a listing. Doesn't work that way.
Zero times works that way.
Right. So you have to shift your perspective. But what I'm trying to achieve in my door knocking is I'm trying to give them something of value, whether it's like a vendor list, a recommended vendor list of the people that I've worked for, like HVAC technicians, electricians, plumbers. I give them a little list of that. If I have an open house in the area, I'll door knock them. Hey, you want to stop by, check out the neighbor's house, see what it looks like. So every door knock is very intentional, and I'm not looking for anything. I'm giving them. So I always tell people I'm in the helping business, and if I'm helping somebody, eventually, financially it'll pay off. So
I want to, maybe you and I can work on this together now that you're part of the chamber. I'd like to bring together the realtor community in our service area,
Sure.
the chamber service area, to talk about those kind of things. I mean, you are one of those folks that are going to give somebody engages with you, they're going to have a really good memory of working with a realtor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad realtors out there. There's a lot of good ones. I mean,
Yes.
but the thing is to really brand yourself as a good realtor.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, there's enough business for everybody, in my opinion, especially for the good ones. And if we can just groom and help the culture of realtors and real estate agents, if we can just grow that to something that people can respect and admire, like, I'm all for it. Like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's plug the chamber a little bit. I'm going to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
You're very intentional in things that you do. And you probably Nicole, let's be honest, made the decision to join the association, the chamber association, the chamber. That's something else we were talking about.
Yeah,
That's why.
Sure.
To join the chamber. What do you hope to bring to the chamber, and how do you think the chamber can help you grow your business?
So I'll be honest, I'll say it on camera, I didn't think it was the best idea. I thought, oh, there's tons of realtors and there's no opportunities there, but I couldn't have been more wrong. Right off the bat, you have been so helpful to me. And like, as another realtor, you would think, oh, competition. No, there's no competition.
I 100% thought that.
I couldn't have been more welcomed here by the chief of staff, Carlos. I mean, he's given me so many opportunities already. You guys have been so generous with your time. I highly encourage everybody to join if you're in the area and you want to grow your business, because I've certainly seen the effects just weeks into joining. So I couldn't say more good things about it.
Oh, thank you very much. That's
Yeah.
Okay, so what other type of tip do you think, now back to realtor and realtor talk, can we give to our listeners, to the folks viewing this? There has been a change in the industry, in the way that we speak to our buyers and to our sellers. That whole transparency thing has occurred. What are some of the tips that you're giving to your clients about this, and why it shouldn't scare anybody away?
Sure. I would mainly say don't be afraid to get your feet wet. Don't be afraid to put your toe in the water a little bit and learn a little bit more. So again, us as real estate agents, we're not there just to sell the house or to find the house for the buyer. Our job is to educate and to show our clients what the market really is. So what the news portrays and what it actually is can be two very different things.
Yeah.
So for us to come out with a professional opinion to the people we love and care about the most, I think that's one of our biggest responsibilities. And so I would say to just the general public, they shouldn't be afraid to ask us questions, because the good ones are there to help. and just show them what's really out there. Because how many times have you had a client where they're expecting, I can't get anything less than $1 million out there, and we show them plenty of options that are in the $500,000 range, just as an example. So just let the professionals show you what's really out there.
I've also found that our assistance, a good realtor's assistance in walking somebody through working with new construction, is very valuable as well. Maybe many people consumers might think that there's no room for negotiation when you go into a new construction, that the price is the price. It's not true.
Yeah, absolutely. And things are changing by the day. So as the market is stabilizing now, as we're going in, especially into the holidays now, things are slowing down a little bit. And as things slow down, you're starting to see more opportunities, let's say, for financing. So let's say if you go to one of these developers, if you use their lender, many times you're going to get huge cuts on the closing costs. They'll give you tens of thousands of dollars off. Whereas a year or two before, during that quote unquote COVID era, I mean, the price was the price, and you're buying it or not.
That's true.
But buyers have a lot more leverage now. So now is the time to. Things are changing.
Let's dispel something here as well, though, for folks that might be waiting for the days of 3% interest rate. Help me confirm that's gone.
That's what I think too.
That's
I mean,
gone.
it's
That's
anybody's guess, but I think everybody's saying that it's not going to come back. So
right.
There's way too much equity in the homes that people own, meaning if you bought 1 or 2 years ago, your house is probably worth double what it is today. So people are not going to need to foreclose on their homes in order to, get out of debt.
And they're not walking away.
Yeah, there's no walking away. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're not going to see abandoned homes anywhere. Foreclosures are at the lowest in history, close. Sure, they're rising, but maybe, marginally compared to what they were, let's say, in 2008. So with that being said, they won't need to lower the interest rates because there's no need to. People are still buying, and the market is still relatively robust. So
on the affordability issue topic that you touched on, South-Dade comparatively is more affordable than other neighborhoods that we could talk about in Dade County.
Yeah.
But the prices are still increasing. In other words, there should be a sense of urgency for somebody that is able to and looking for a home. We need to dispel the other maybe the people are thinking this way, that South-Dade is always is really, really affordable, that the prices are stable. It's not like that. Land is very expensive.
Land is very expensive. And every day it's getting more and more expensive. I don't really see a reversal. I don't think these new construction and these new communities aren't going to disappear. So as things just keep getting gobbled up by these developers, and there's more business coming to the area, it's really there's no way of coming back and getting things for cheaper. I mean, we might see a little bit of a correction in the market, maybe. But not by much. The general trend is the 5 to 10 year trend is going to appreciate. I mean, there's no question about that.
I can't speak for Florida City, but I know that Homestead is they have the new manager. He's putting things in order there. They have charrettes throughout the year. There's another one coming up on February 12th in the afternoon. They're actively looking for input, and that's another way that realtors, that citizens can participate. No, kind of help form the vision of what the city's going to be. Yeah,
and I think that's just a general idea that we all should have. Yesterday we had to vote for our president. So like we need to have our voice heard, whether we're Democrat or Republican, or we want to park or we don't want to park. If we get our voice out there, we're heard many times. So going to those city hall meetings, it's important.
I'm really, really glad you're finishing with that, because it's much easier to make an impact at that level.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, I really hope to have you back here, and we will do a special show, just us realtors. And
Okay, yeah.
the three takeaways for our viewers. Choose a realtor whose expertise is in the area that you want to buy in. You need a good team. A good realtor can help you put together that team. And a good realtor or service provider should be in consistent communication with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
100%.
takeaways.
Totally agree.
And that's free.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kevin, it's a real pleasure meeting you
Yeah,
in
it's a
person, and
pleasure.
thank you very much. And we're going to do some great things with the chamber.
Yeah.
And everyone, thank you for joining us. This has been the South-Dade Shoutout. We hope to see you next week.